Let's get this set up here. We're gonna go on the couch today. We're gonna change it up a little bit. Okay, so let's take a quick look at that run here. So that was at Apex over in Morrison, one of our favorite places to run. It's cool because on that downhill part with like the Enchanted Forest, they have it set up in a way where on even days are for runners and on odd days it's for bikers. So it's nice that they have it split up like that. So we came out to 9.3 miles, 1,900 feet of gain. Average pace was about 10:06, which is pretty sweet to see with that much elevation gain. And our total time was 1 hour, 33 minutes and 57 seconds. So lots of climbing, lots of downhill, super fun. Gets a little technical at the end, which I really liked. It's one of the things that I need to work on as a mountain runner. And just overall fun trail. So this week was really cool. So this was the first week that my running volume is bumping back up. So this week we're capping things off at 56 miles for the week. And I've mentioned this before where as I get ready for the ultra training, my running is gonna be going up to 75 miles a week. And so this was actually the last week that I'm doing my April bulk per se, my April mini bulk. And what that really means is my strength training sessions that I do 3 times a week, my volume went to 5x5. And I haven't done 5x5 since like college days, like after high school when we were just trying to like put on as much mass as possible. I've definitely noticed an increase in my strength, which is really cool to see. I'm definitely not as toned as I normally have, but it was one of the things that I was expected going into this. So now what I'm gonna do is on Monday, I'm recording this on a Saturday, on Monday I'm going back to Arsenal to test my in-body again to see how much muscle I've put on over the last 4 weeks. My guess is that my body fat percentage has gone up as well. In next week's video, we'll talk about the progress of what changes my body went through over the last 4 weeks from going from a 4x10 split to a 5x5 split. And then next week I go back to my 4x10 volume for my strength training, which I'm excited to do, start to shed some of the extra fat that I put on and start toning up for summer, which is exciting. One of the questions that's come up recently is around like how I structure my strength training workouts. And I actually wanted to pull out this book. It's been a while since I've actually pulled this out of the list, but this is called Functional Training for Sports by Michael Boyle. So if you haven't read this and you're interested to learn about like actual functional training and strength training for athletes specific, this is the book to check out. This is the book that I follow for all of my strength training, plyometrics, core work, and pretty much 50% of what I do from a programming standpoint comes from this book. As a hybrid athlete, right, we have everything split between running and strength training. This is the strength training piece. So if you want to check it out, I'll put a link to the book in the description if you want to pull it on Amazon. But the biggest takeaway that I took from this book was like the framework around like, okay, how do I structure a full body workout? So I always warm up with a core exercise just to make sure that that's warmed up. That's number 1. Number 2 is a lower body push. So think of like a barbell squat. Exercise 3 is a lower body hinge. So think about a deadlift. Exercise 4 is a lower body lateral or internal movement. So think about like a lateral lunge or a Copenhagen plank to hit the adductors. Exercise number 5 is an upper body vertical pull. So think like weighted pull-ups. Exercise number 6 is a upper body vertical push. So think about like your shoulder presses. Exercise number 7 is a upper body horizontal pull. So think about your bent over barbell rows. And then exercise number 8, think about upper body horizontal push. So think about chest press. So all of those exercises, let me just count this again. So we did core, lower push, lower hinge, lower lateral, upper vertical pull, upper vertical push, upper horizontal pull, upper horizontal push. Yeah, so 8 exercises. This is essentially the framework for my full body strength training. So the way that I have it structured out is that I have 4 different exercises for each body part. So this allows me to have variety in the types of workouts that I do, but I really stick to like just 4 main exercises per body part. And then you can shift them out in between workouts so you have some variability in there. And then once you have a structure of like different exercises that you focus on, the framework stays the same. The next thing you can do is start to manipulate the volume. So like when I normally do 4x10, in April, I knew I had a little bit of a break between my big race blocks where I have 8 races coming up over the next 2 months. Then I'm gonna say, hey, you know what? I know that I'm gonna be doing a lot of conditioning, a lot less strength training volume. Why don't I take this time now to put on some muscle, because I know in May and June, I'm not going to be hitting the weights as hard and I'm going to be dropping a lot of weight. So let's try to stack some up now while we can. And so that's why I did this mini bulk in April. And then the last thing I'll note about it is when you think about strength training, think about 3 different categories. You got to ask yourself the question, do I want to develop power, strength, or endurance? So if you want to develop power, you want to do 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps. If you're looking to build strength, which is what I focus on, you want to do 3 to 5 sets of 8 to 10 reps. And if you want to develop muscular endurance, you want to do 3 to 5 sets of 12 to 15 reps. So you kind of see how you manipulate the volume. In that 3 to 5 sets of 3 to 5 reps on the power section, you're going to be able to lift a lot more weight. And as you shift over to the muscular endurance of 3 to 5 sets to 12 to 15 reps, your weight is going to be going down, but your ability to sustain that rep volume is going to go higher. So it just depends on what your goals are, where you are in your race season, whether you're like in the off season, you want to bulk up, maybe we want to focus on like the power. If we're in between like races and we have back-to-back weekends, we're probably going to drop the amount of days that we do strength training, but maybe we're somewhere in the middle with like 3x10 or 4x10. So for me, I'm just finishing up that 5x5 in April. I'm going back to 4x10 as I get ready for these races here in May and June. So now that May is next week, I have 3 races coming up. The first one is in 2 weeks. It is the Zion Ragnar 120-mile relay. So essentially the way that it's broken out is it's 120 miles total. You have 8 athletes per team and each athlete's going to run 15 miles. So I'm super stoked. I've never been to Zion before, and so it's going to be my first time, and it's going to be a lot of my friends that I've competed with like in Spartan races or in High Rocks, and all of us are getting together in a single team. So hopefully do really well. We're all really excited. I'm going to bring my camera stuff to try to vlog a lot of it and share a lot of the experience with you guys. So those are the 2 real big updates I wanted to share, which was like the strength training. Now we're trimming down, getting ready for the race season, and we're getting ready for our first race, first of 8 races over the next 2 months with the Zion Ragnar. So in next week's video, I'll do a quick update on my InBody, just showing some of the results. I have everything on my app here, on the InBody app, so you'll be able to see some of the progress. The 3 metrics that I track are going to be my body fat percentage, my lean muscle mass, and then body weight, of course.